Hi, Graham.
Oh, hi, Anna-Sophie.
What are you doing?
Check out this ice, isn't it super pretty? Look at the little crystals growing out. Yeah. I'm getting ready to launch some rockets.
Some rockets?
Yeah.
I'm here to launch a book, actually on ice. Ice and aesthetics and popular culture and the science communication about ice.
That is such a coincidence because I'm here to launch a rocket using liquid nitrogen, which is super cool, and it makes ice. It's actually really beautiful. Got these lovely aesthetics.
Well, maybe show us.
Sure. All right. Well, I'll launch some rockets, then we'll launch your book.
Okay, go on.
Now, what we've got in here is a little bit of liquid nitrogen, and you can see those beautiful ice crystals growing. And ice is one of those fragile things, one of those beautiful things, one of those things that you can kind of rely on. At 0 degrees, ice will change into water as it melts. And that transition, that change of state, symbolizes a lot of things. It symbolizes things in physics and how matter works, but it also symbolizes things in our culture and in our planet. When the ice on here melts, not such a big deal. When the ice in the Arctic's melting, really big deal. And that's what this book is all about, using ice as a way to see the world differently and see our relationship with nature differently. But let's launch some stuff. So let's pull a little bit more of our liquid nitrogen out. Now it is super, super cold and it's also very pretty. You'll see those wafts of fog coming out, and that is actually fog. It's not smoke. It is little droplets of liquid water that's hanging in the air. It is really cold. It'll turn my breath into a cloud. And that cloud will disappear again. Okay. Now, we're going to use this liquid nitrogen to launch a few things. And to launch things, we need to kind of up the pressure. You know, this is a book launch, needs to be exciting. And our liquid nitrogen is going to provide that excitement. It can change from a liquid into a gas, boiling, but it'll do that at room temperature. Most things out there, we're used to water boiling at 100 degrees. Our liquid nitrogen is going to boil at minus 196 degrees. So out here at room temperature, it is boiling like crazy. All right, you'll see it's already built up this ice on the flask. It is super, super cold. And as ice forms, it signals things, okay? And as it melts, it signals things as well. And this is why ice can be such a powerful thing when we're thinking about ice, or when we're thinking about the environment, science communication, climate change. Ice can symbolize all of these different things. Now, as soon as we pop the lid on, our liquid nitrogen is boiling, turning into a gas, okay? Changing state. So here we've got our liquid, here we've got our gas. You might remember back to your physics textbooks where all the little molecules of a liquid are close together, like that. But as a gas, they spread out. They take up a much, much bigger space. So slowly, this tiny amount of liquid is turning into a massive amount of gas. Whoa, that was massive, okay? Just like this book's gonna be. It's chock full of chapters from a huge range of people. I was actually very fortunate to be part of it, but I'm just one of the authors, and it is a real honor to launch this here today. Now, we've used our liquid nitrogen, and for a launch party, liquid nitrogen is pretty good, okay? This change of state can change our party whistles, and it can also launch our rocket. So I think we've got a pretty good book launch party coming up. We're going to pour our liquid nitrogen in here, and just like we saw before in the balloon, that liquid is boiling. It's changing state. And as it does that, that liquid turns into a gas. Wow, I can hear it bubbling away. You might be able to hear it bubbling away. All right, so if I pop the cork in, out it comes, okay? We can't quite see our liquid nitrogen changing into a gas, but we can see what it does, what it represents. And ice works in a similar way, okay? We can see ice up at the poles in different places, and how it changes and how we can see that in the world, that symbolizes a lot more than just melting ice, okay? It has cultural meanings, it has scientific meanings. And to launch our book, we are going to launch this rocket. This time, I'm going to hold on to the cork and let go of the bottle. If you want to count our launch along at home, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is how you launch a a rocket. As soon as that pressure builds up, that liquid nitrogen boiling from a liquid into a gas, all of that gas squashed in the bottle, as soon as I let the cork out, the gas rushes out that way and the rocket rushes off the other way. We have an equal and opposite reaction, a beautiful example of Newton's third law, and definitely a good person to invite to your book launch.
And Graham showed us really that science and arts and even popular culture are not distinct and separate entities within this context of ice urgencies, our understanding of ice, but really also in this book. They are intertwined and entangled, and there are different stages that are explored within this book, but also in Graham's show about how art and science can come together to help us understand our universe. If you want to find out more about the cultural and ecological implications of losing ice in the face of climate change and the role of science demonstrations, art and popular culture in raising environmental awareness, check out our brand new book, explore our ice stages with us and the communication of ice through popular art and aesthetics.